Hi everyone, my name is David. Thank you for watching today. Today's video is about how narcissists spread disease, and yes, I'm talking about sexually transmitted diseases and infections. This is a huge social problem already. It's not just with personality disorders or abused people or the victims of abused people. It's a problem everywhere in the world, isn't it? So I want to talk about specifically narcissists. Many victims of narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, borderlines in this cluster B are infected. Many people have to deal with this, and I know, I've heard so many stories. I know that you guys, how much shame and guilt and fear and things like this are associated with this, and I know that you guys are just like, you know, this isn't me. I don't sleep around. I don't have, you know, sex with random partners and unprotected sex. Normally I was with my partner, my husband, my wife. It gave me a disease, and it must be a horrible thing to deal with. You're not alone. Like I said, it's a social problem. It's not just you. It's lots of other people that are dealing with this. So lots of reasons for disease, and there's lots of disease. Disease is profound with narcissists. So I'm going to get into a few reasons why. You know, you've got things like internal feelings. Narcissists don't feel good. They're not happy naturally. They don't have very good personal relationships with people and things that benefit us in life, that help life make life easier, better, more enjoyable, passionate, things like this. They don't experience these things. So it's very common for them for this to be a problem, and I'll get into that. It's also very common for narcissistic personality disorder people to have other disorders. It's really common, okay? So let me get into cluster B. First of all, it's considered the wild disorders. Of all 10, the ones in the cluster B, the 4, considered wild. That's because these are acting out disorders. You can commonly, you don't need a physical test to find out, you know, these are behavioral problems. So acting out how they feel and stuff is very common. You can tell kind of what they're thinking, how they're feeling, who they are by the way they behave. Impulsivity and compulsivity are profound. You know, they have self-esteem issues. That false ego is a false ego. They feel horrible about themselves, and they make up this persona to override that, overcompensate, to ignore it, and that's somewhat delusional. Okay, so if you look at narcissists, they already feel like they're superior, a very high sense of sense of self-importance. Other things, entitlement, extremely arrogant, and they believe others are inferior, and they lack empathy. So they're not going to be concerned about giving you a disease. I hope you guys understand that. And I've heard many people that are affected and spread disease to people, they say, if I have it, I want everyone to have it. So lack of empathy or concern about you or your safety and your body and stuff like that, no, they want you to have it. If they have it, you should too. You know, these are sexual perverts and deviants. Okay? So I want to get into attachment styles, just briefly touch on that, and help you guys realize that a lot of disordered people have a very avoidant attachment style. What that means, just briefly, is that most human beings seek attachment with people. They want attachment. It's a natural thing from evolution. Hundreds of thousands of years programmed us to stay alive and procreate. So we seek attachment with others. We want this. And they do too. Okay? But an avoidant attachment style person will seek that attachment, get that attachment, but as it's happening, push you away. Okay? So hypersexuality is very common with narcissists. It's common, and it's common for these people to objectify their partner. Okay? Hypersexuality is common for people that are hypersexual to objectify their partner for about 6 months and move on. That's really, really common. There's also something called sexual paraphilia. So that's sexual arousal resulting from atypical stimulants, lifeless items, objects, situations, and people. They seek arousal resulting from lifeless items and even people. So very, very much objectified. Okay? Erotomania. Erotomania is common amongst women that believe a higher status person is in love with them. So that's something else that charges disordered people that could, especially women. They idealize these people. That's very common histrionic, borderline trait, sociopath trait. Don Juanism. Don Juanism is when men have many sexual partners, many female sexual partners. They're pathological, sexually dependent. Very common. Pornography, addictions, okay? So pornography is an addiction. And if you keep looking and watching and partaking in pornography, you need more and more and more. You need a higher stimulant. Very common, you'll see murderers that murder women in a sexual manner. They might rape and then murder, rape and murder, rape and murder. And they'll tell you about their addiction to porn they had and how it started with porn. And they didn't think about killing anybody. I'm not blaming porn. I'm just saying what happens in some people's mind. It's an addiction. So I need more. And a lot of times these sexual deviants, predators, and rapists will start with porn and need something more. Real humans. Okay. Something that is also profound is they cannot see consequences to their actions. And this was taught to them early in childhood. Narcissists, it's common for children to not be taught consequences. No boundaries. Whatever. We don't care what you do. We don't care about you. And that's what creates narcissism. A lot of what creates it. So these no boundaries means no consequences. Okay? The other thing is all these are self-sabotages. These are self-saboteurs. So even when they know that there's negative consequences, despite negative consequences, they'll do it anyways. Compulsive. Impulsive, compulsive. This is how narcissists think and live and feel. Okay? So it's real common for us to look at narcissists and forget that it's actually a disorder. You know? And it is. And that means that it's profound in all parts of their life. All parts of their life. And if you can't enjoy the benefits from empathy and the benefits of, strong relationships and intimate relationships with people, if you can't do that, it is plainly easy to see how addictions such as sex would play a huge part in your life. I understand that. And I hope you guys do too. So don't forget, this isn't a problem with just disordered people. Okay? You guys need to be healthy and take care of yourself and be careful. And we don't let people rush us into things and talk us into things. We almost all of us have some sexual encounter we regret in our lives as we get older. And, remember how you felt before. Remember that person rushing you. Remember that you didn't feel comfortable, things like this. So take care of yourselves, all right? Healthy emotionally, healthy physically, healthy mentally, healthy sexually, okay? And thank you guys. Any questions you guys have about this, go down below and ask me. Anything you want. And if you can, help me and help others that need this stuff. Push it out there, get it out there, please, on your social media accounts, forums, groups, stuff like that. Give it to people you know that might need this, okay? Thank you all. Love yourself first, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.